Gotta shut down the shop just for a moment. Just one moment, so we can talk about the Z. On that note, welcome back to the 280Z project. In this video, what we're gonna work on is we're gonna continue on with sort of preparations. You could probably see in the background that the Z is stripped of a lot of its paint. So this video is gonna sort of showcase how we went about doing that, why we did it, and we're also gonna get into starting to prepare the jig fixture for the chassis build-up stage, which will happen in the next video. If you're new to the channel and you're just watching this one, cool, welcome. We did a few other videos sort of explaining how we got to where we are. Welcome to the 280Z, the Z files. My name's Rob, this is TRICKFACTORY Customs, and let's get into it. I don't know what the history of the paintwork on this car ever was, but what we're discovering here today is it's like they repainted it. It looks like at least 3 times, same color. It's that thick. In the chemical strippers, you know, it's putting in work. So I think we're coming along really well on this. We'll just clean it all up. We'll rinse it off, and let's hit it with the DA. We'll clean it all up. We're pretty much ready to go. This little area right in here where it's hard to get. Yeah, chemical stripper is doing a really good job on that. That's going to be one of our main priorities for the chemical stripper, since you can't actually get an abrasive in there. Yeah. So that's looking good. We'll put good focus on that little area. It's getting exciting. Look at this.
Oh yeah. That is so satisfying.
Yeah.
So is it taking off the Bondo as well?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
It's if nothing else, it's at least softening the filler.
Yeah.
Enough that he can hopefully, with a little bit of elbow grease, scrape that off.
Mm-hmm.
The aircraft stripper doesn't remove the filler like it does with the paint.
Yeah. But it still kind of makes it soft.
Helps.
Yeah,
it certainly helps. Get yourself a Sharpie, or maybe even one of my red pencils.
Mark it.
And when you see things that are of note, things to address, just make a circle and be like, you know, fix here. Build the chassis. Not quite. Building jig fixtures today for the chassis. This is the stuff that's going to hold the main frame tubing in place relative to the ground level. So it requires each of the 1.5-inch round tube main frame tubing pieces require a certain distance from center as well as ground up. And without having some way of clamping them in space, good luck. So these jig fixture pieces that we're putting in here right now represent that very thing. From the top of this tube right here down to our ground level here is the ground clearance that we're gonna have underneath our chassis. Now, it is gonna change a little tiny bit because this is just the main frame tube itself. Underneath this frame tube, I'm gonna have, you know, whatever required bracketry, but I'm gonna have a flat bottom floor on this car that's gonna be attached to the underside. So there's a lot of layers of measurement that needed to be figured out. I did a lot of graph paper layout just to get to this point, but this is a big step forward in the project here. There was a lot of things going on. So yeah, it looks like a simple thing. It really is, but there's a lot of complicated thought to process. A lot of really crazy things that I've had to learn along the way just to get to this day right now.
Yeah.
All right, one up here, one more here. Now we'll get this side, we're still good. One here, here, and here. And let's get one more over here just for fun. Okay, so now I have the tubing set at the right height, front and rear. I need to also add some tubing into my jig fixture here from the ground level up so I can create some points in space for the tunnel area, because they're a slight drop down in floor height at this point. So we're going to add some bars across here so that we can add more of this jig fixturing standoff into this space here. So there's those, and those ones will be over there. So these ones represent ground height. They will be placed in here.
So you need your little pieces and clamps, you got them?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So one of the things I got to do first is off center. I need to do a little bit of layout to find out exactly where they go. So I'm gonna set my main jig fixturing ground level representation tubes. That seems ridiculous.
How?
I think it's way too wide. I think I may have.
Oh no.
I think I may have done some bad math. Just hold that right there.
Yep.
Thank you, sir. Okay. If only building the actual car was that easy. Zap, 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 zap. We'd be doing burnouts by Sunday. All this precision layout stuff. Okay. So I need another set of verticals, another horizontal right here to represent where this bends in and down into the trans tunnel area. Right here is something I'm gonna have to figure out. There's so many. And I use different colors when I'm doing my layouts like this. Because then I usually start with a lighter color, and then as I revise my drawing or I need to change it, I'll go progressively darker in color.
That's good.
And so, like, you see it's quite messy over here. And the only thing that's telling me, okay, look at the black one. The black one is the darkest color. That's the final version. So this right here is the rear of the car where the differential is. Upper control arm pivot points, lower control arm pivot points, and then multiple points of adjustment for the anti-squat in the rear of the car. So I had to, using a straight edge from the beginning concept of this, knowing what my front height was and my rear height was, I knew what my floor center height is. And all the way over here tells me from the flat bottom of my car to the ground, it's 4 7/8 of an inch. So 4 7/8 is the underside of my flat bottom. Another 1/4 inch higher than that is where the bottom of my frame tubing is gonna be. So that is the relative point in space where my jig fixturing needs to be in this area right here. So one here, one here. I'm probably gonna do one more towards the front of the transmission, closer to the bell housing area. While the cat's away, the mice will play. Look at that. We're a little long though, bud. We're gonna refine these a little bit because they're a little bit long. Okay, let's get these guys in place.
Yeah.
Let's get these guys in place. Now, we never got a chance to use the plate on this one because it was so tight, but it's just there. One more. So before we go and start actually doing proper work on this, I'm gonna go around it, you know, properly tack weld it where necessary, just to make sure nothing changes. But for today's sake, that's all I'm doing. Call me Rob, swinger of hammers.
Nobody called you that.
Nope, I call. Okay, so it's just me?
Just you.
Okay. There. Okay, that's good, that's good. Okay. Okay, perfect. So,
Square.
all we have left to do is check for square. Square right over here. Oh, wow, look at how out of square that is. That's all right. See, we just go like that. And just like that, we're square. The space is getting more and more confined with every consecutive tube we put in here. And one here. This is what we're doing. So remember, we chose this height based off of our ground from the drawing that we looked at before with the whole anti-squat drawing. At the center line, or my proposed center of gravity, 4 7/8 inch from the ground up to the underside of the flat bottom. And that's how this space came to be. It's not that much different than what it was in the rear or even in the front, but there is enough of a difference to say that it's not dead straight from the rear to the front. So yeah, here we go. We got this one more here, and one more right underneath the bell housing area. And this chassis jig will be done. Well, done enough for us to fabricate the rest of the chassis. I've been tacking without a helmet for a long time and it's treating me just fine. See, I got my glasses on. That's our jig fixturing for today. I say that's pretty successful. I feel good about it. It looks cool. It's very inspiring. And it actually kind of puts me at ease a little bit because what I'm seeing is not near as radical as what my mind's eye was seeing before this was in place. And that's kind of how it goes. And then like referring back to my binder full of drawings, my mind's eye sees something and then I draw it out and try to draw it to scale, and then things start to sort of take shape and evolve. And this right here is kind of putting me at ease because this looks doable. I feel like we've achieved something good today. And I'm looking forward to the next step. I hope the material comes in soon because I really want to I want to start bending, man. I gotta see a chassis under this thing sooner than later. But thank you all for watching. And if this is the first time you've watched any of our videos, there is a bunch of videos before this in the playlist, and if you check those out, you get a chance to see how we got to where we are, get an idea where we're going, and yeah, thanks for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe, and smash the bell icon. Like, take a hammer and smash it, because Rob Swinger at Hammer says so. Follow us on all of our socials. There should be links to all that kind of stuff in the video description. Thanks a lot. Come back next time. It's getting exciting.